I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still going to talk. Welcome to Unfiltered. I've got a couple of corrections to make from last week. We were talking about the whole Miley Cyrus thing, and I said that in the 70s a movie came out called Taxi Driver that starred 13-year-old Brooke Shields. I was mistaken. Jodie Foster starred in Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro, and she was 13 years old. Brooke Shields was in the movie Pretty Baby at, I believe she was younger than 13, and there was a controversy about that too. Unfortunately, the Safety Day and Law Enforcement Expo was rained out. A great weekend of slow drizzle ended everything. And I guess there's no, when they schedule something like that, there's no backup weeks. It's just a backup day and that's it. Another thing, I have to say happy birthday to my sister Kim. Her birthday was on Thursday, May 8th, so happy birthday, Kim. I also want to announce, again, the live audience show that we're going to be doing the end of May, May 29th. It'll be held right here at the Cheshire TV studios. Tickets are available, and one of the ways that you can get tickets is to email headforlaughs@hotmail.com. Or you can get tickets, I believe Mary still has a few left at Gino's. I don't know, Rob's probably got a few left at the high school. If you're a high school student, see Rob. And I'm probably have some at Athens. If you're interested in a ticket, stop at Athens and ask for a ticket, and I'll leave some down there too. So, but it's going to be fun. Going to have some giveaways and, I don't know, of course, the Inner Circle tickets. I've got just a couple of those left, and all the benefits that go with the Inner Circle. It's gonna be a surprise, even to me. No, we'll have something planned special for the Inner Circle people. They're the ones I'll shake their hands. That's what it is. So, yeah, it changes every week because I don't know, and I forget to write stuff down. Oh, I'll do that. One other thing, this week it's Nurses Week. This week from May 6th to May 12th. So, hello, nurse. You know, anything I could do to help. Your miscellaneous shavings and things like that, you know, that nurses do. Nurses have a tough job. I got to tell you, they do all the stuff that doctors don't want to do. Yeah. Apparently, nurses are like the immigrants of the hospital. They'll do everything that the people that make the most amount of money are above. You know, a doctor, why would a doctor clean a bedpan? He makes too much money to clean a bedpan. Let the nurse do it. She doesn't make that much. So if it takes her twice as long, then it doesn't matter. But doctors have other more important things to do. But take the time this week and thank a nurse. All right. That worked out well, didn't it? And might as well keep going with the dates, huh? Because Sunday, May 11th is Mother's Day. Do something nice for your mom. Take her out to breakfast. Take her out to lunch. Of course, I've heard a lot of people take their moms out for breakfast. Brunch, see, is a better idea. Let your mom sleep in on Mother's Day. Don't make her get up to go to breakfast. Let her sleep in, take her to dinner. Or just disappear and get out of her hair for the day. That's what I usually do. I mean, she puts up with me 365 days a year, so Mother's Day, I get out. I did see an advertisement, which I thought was a really cool thing. Because if you're my age, looking for something special to do with your mom, you've done it all. You've taken her out to dinner, you've gotten her flowers, through all the different Mother's Day. Green Mountain Railroad is offering a Mother's Day excursion between Bellows Falls and Chester. And that's if you're my age, your mom probably remembers riding the train. And it may be a great thing to do, to get some of the old feelings back of boarding the train when, our parents were young. That's the way they got around. And I believe I used to hear my mom talk about going riding from Bellows Falls to Chester and then spending the afternoon in Chester and then coming back. So, look in. I think it was in the shopper this week. So, but that might be a nice thing to do for your mother. I don't know. Flowers, jewelry. It's all, little kids, young married couples. One of the best, if you're a husband, picking out your Mother's Day present for your kid. A nice mother's ring is nice. With the kid's birthstones in it. Of course, it's usually best to wait until you've had all the kids that you're going to have. Because if you have just one and you get her the mother's ring with the stone in it, and then you have a couple more kids, well, then you got to get another ring, because just the way it is. All right. Couple minutes. To the middle or all the way over? There's a great story I saw that, we should probably think about this everywhere, because it's only common sense along with women putting makeup on in the car and people on cell phones and texting and using their computers and reading the newspapers and novels and writing stories and everything else they do with they're driving. A California lawmaker wants a ban on people that drive with their pets in their laps. Yeah. And I think it's great, because a cell phone, at least you hold in your hand. And when a dog on your lap starts going nuts, you're going to crash your car.
Yeah, it's a huge distraction.
I don't know. I mean, granted, dogs like to ride, but keep them in the back seat, or I don't know. Maybe they should make seatbelts, special seatbelts for dogs. You can't legally drive around in a pickup truck with a dog in the back without being, I believe he has to be on a leash and tied to the truck. Yeah. And it's the funniest thing. I was coming around the Common a couple weeks ago, and I think it was a BMW or one of these little sporty kind of cars with a sunroof, and this dude with one of those like Budweiser looking Spud McKenzie kind of dogs, sticking out, front paws on the sunroof, head out of the sunroof. He had goggles on. Yeah, it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, and I don't know if that would constitute being on the driver's lap, or if, but a dog should be under some kind of control. And cats, the same way. Some cats like to drive, like to ride. But yeah, they're more of a distraction, and it should be, it shouldn't have to be a law. It should be common sense. Don't have a dog on your lap while you're driving. It's just like you probably shouldn't breastfeed a baby while you're driving. It's the same thing. If you're driving, drive. Pay attention to the road ahead of you. What's out your mirrors. not what somebody's doing 20 miles away on their phone. Worry about what you're doing, where you're going, what's around you. Anyway, that's California. All right. Yeah. Let me stay on two, Bruce, because it's Bruce. I say that all the time. Because it's 10 after, bud. And I managed to make it in without wasting too many stories. But 10 after, it's time for crew call as usual. And the usual crew. Camera 1, we got Rob. That's nice.
Give me some revolvers over there, Greg. That'd be nice.
And on camera 3, we've got Greg. No, Greg's laughing too much at the revolvers from you, Rob. And in the booth is Bruce.
What's happening, Rick?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You rested up from your long weekend?
It was quite a wild trip down to Virginia. We left about 2 o'clock in the morning and got down there. It's a little over a 12-hour drive.
Yep.
So it wasn't too bad. And had a nice wedding.
That's good.
The youngest boy's finally off and on his own, so she didn't have to worry about him.
Oh, she'll still worry about him.
No, she's still worried about him. She's got a good woman to whoop him, whoop a knot on his head when he gets out of line. So
There you go.
that's a good thing. And, Andrea's still down there. She's going to enjoy a couple more days until Saturday, and then I'll go pick her up in Manchester. She'll be coming back.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been surviving, been eating and feeding myself, and she doesn't have to worry about it. Mom had me over for dinner last night. She wanted to make sure I had a good meal in me this week. So.
I know, and I got to tell you, I was talking to your brother Russ at work last night, and the simple fact that your mom had you over to dinner kind of cut one of us out of a tip, I'm pretty sure. So we can thank your mother for that.
I haven't been ordering any food this week. I've been good, trying to keep the money in the bank account so she's got it down there in case she needs it. So
Oh, yeah, I know.
I haven't been blowing it needlessly on Athens pizza every other day.
Domino's.
Or any place.
Yes.
You a Domino's guy now?
Yeah.
You actually went, oh, that's right, Rob works at Domino's, yeah, with Jack.
So,
I failed to mention that last week, that Jack works for the competition, but it's all right.
you left that out of the conversation.
Yeah,
did you?
yeah, because I wanted to be nice.
This past weekend, we had the Dan Lowry 400 presented by Crown Royal down in Richmond. Not too far away from where I was staying for the weekend. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see the whole race on Saturday. I had to wait till Sunday when I got back into town to see the end of the race and how Junior got wrecked and robbed from a decent finish. But the way it all shook out, Clint Boyer ended up winning the race. And I think that was his first victory for him this year. Kyle Busch, after wrecking Junior with less than 10 to go, he ended up finishing second place. Mark Martin had an awesome run. He ended up third. Tony Stewart fourth. Martin Truex Jr., Andrea's guy, finished fifth. We had Ryan Newman sixth. Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon, after having a horrible start to the race, came back and finished in the top 10. And Casey Kane rounded out the top 10. It was only 16 guys in the lead lap.
Move that way, Bruce.
This way.
No, the other way. Yeah, get yourself, you're in the dark in there, brother. Yeah.
Like a mushroom.
Because you slid over.
I did. I'm sorry. Well, I'm trying to take care of everything at the same time.
I know.
Having a show here. Behind the scenes, at least. That shuffled the standings just a little bit. Kyle Busch moved up one place to the lead in the NASCAR Sprint Cup standings. But Jeff Burt still maintaining the top 10. He dropped one to second. Junior's in third. Clint Boyer in fourth now with his win. He moved up 3 spaces. Kevin Harvick in fifth, which has got all 3 of Richard Childress's guys in the show this year so far, at least up in the top 12. Denny Hamlin dropped 2 spots down to 6th, unfortunately, but he's still hanging in there. Plenty of season left. Behind Behind him follows Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, Carl Edwards, Ryan Newman, and Casey Kane. And there's only 333 points separating the first top 12 guys in the series right now. Jeff Gordon is the first guy outside the game right now in 13th, but he's still got some time to get his crew together and get the car running right. So they're going to Darlington this week. It's going to be another Saturday night show. In fact, when we get done airing this episode Friday night, they will begin qualify, or actually they're going to begin the nationwide race. It's going to be held on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock Friday night. Diamond Hill Plywood 200.
Woohoo.
But the neat thing about Darlington, it's one of the older tracks on the circuit. When it was originally designed, it was only built to handle speeds about 130 miles an hour. With the new car and the fact that they just repaved this thing, these guys in practice were cooking about 200 miles an hour.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a fast race. At least the speeds are going to get up there. But that's going to be airing on Saturday night on Fox at 7 o'clock. So I know where I'll be as soon as I get back from picking up Andrea. We're going to rewind that puppy and watch the race Saturday night. So
Very good.
she's looking forward to it. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of news. Everybody's been playing fair and not trying to cut any corners. So NASCAR hasn't had to dip into anybody else's pocket. And no points been flying around. So
Nice.
everybody's been playing fair. So we're going to turn it back to you and let you get on with the show, bud.
All right. Thanks, Bruce. All right. I had a couple before Greg gets set up for the shot from Tarzan. Yonkers, New York. A 19-year-old guy got arrested after he tried to rob two guys that were sitting in a car. And what he did is he saw these guys sitting in the car, and he went up and reached through the driver's window and grabbed the guy that was driving and demanded his money. Well, you have to be a little smarter, because the two cops sitting in the car, or the two guys in the car, were cops. Undercover cops on a stakeout. They arrested this guy, and he had numerous charges against him. But I mean, stupid. You don't rob people, first of all. And if you're gonna rob people, you might want to make sure that they're not cops. This other one. I heard this yesterday. Howard County, Maryland. 25-year-old woman was arrested, charged with speeding and negligent driving. She was fined $410 and 3 points were taken off her license. The only thing that really stinks about this story is that while she was driving 16 miles an hour over the speed limit, she struck and killed a cop. And according to the laws of Maryland, they cannot bring a charge of manslaughter unless the prosecutors prove gross negligence. So she was just speeding ticket and negligent driving, 3 points on her license, and $410. So
That annoys the heck out of me, because in my book, a police officer's life is worth a hell of a lot more than that. And if somebody is that stupid to run one down,
oh, no doubt.
she
Yeah.
should be seriously punished.
Yeah. Yeah, but they said all she was doing was speeding, and I don't know why. I mean, that's the thing, if you hit a cop, yeah, she was probably on the cell phone and didn't even see the cop. I don't know. All right. How are we looking? Yeah? All right. Well, Greg's set up then. We'll shoot it down to the bunker and say hello to Tarzan. What's going on, brother?
Hey, Rick, how the hell are you tonight, Rick?
I'm all right, man. What's going on?
Well, Rick, I got a sorry number. I'm sorry to bring this number to you folks. As of today, 4,073 of our sisters and brothers have died in this holy war, Rick. And what else can I say but be a big complainer about it? And that's about all I can do.
No, we don't look at it as complaining, Tarzan.
Right, right. We look at it as a homage to the dead, our
Exactly.
fallen soldiers.
Exactly.
It's not to make a mockery out of it at all either, you know. I know that's how you feel too, Rick.
Yes, definitely.
You know, Rick, we got a lot of headlines this week. We got sex offender returns to New Hampshire, Douglas Simmons. So where does he move to? He moves to Manchester. He moves in next to the library. This is a convicted murderer and sex offender as well. He did 23 years in the pen. Now he's living next to the library. How convenient, Douglas Simmons. You know, the city of Manchester better do something about this. Right now, they can't do anything about where he lives. For some reason, the city charter says there's not a problem. What the heck is going on, huh? That doesn't make any sense to me.
It seems like any place where kids gather, he shouldn't be able to be.
Exactly. And there's a daycare, and there's a school nearby, and Douglas Simmons, you murdering piece of crap, you're living right next to him. Oh, I hope somebody... Oh, no vigilante justice here. No vigilante justice. Let's get over it, Cal. All right, you know, Gary Dodd, you're back in the paper, man. Stop the madness, bro.
I knew you'd like that story,
What the
brother.
heck is... Your body slammed your wife. You're supposed to be living at home, and you're not. You're running around in your SUV. You're not supposed to be. And you got a free get-out-of-jail card this afternoon. You know, you'd be thanking the judge and all them other people that you know, Gary, because they're about the only thing you got going. You know, maybe you obey the laws this time. Take your hands off your wife and leave everybody else alone and just pass away. Just leave us, like the what do they call that? The spring, summer, and fall. They just leave. Stop it. And you know, shame on you, Channel 9, for putting the camera on Sheila the Bar, that self-proclaimed murderer. Every time she turns around and looks at the camera, you guys are right there showing her big fat face. You know, it's enough. Stop. Stop showing that big fat piece of crap. She's a murderer piece of crap, and she doesn't deserve any airtime. Focus on the nurses. I thought I overheard you say this is Nurses Week, right, Rick?
Yes, it is.
You know, if anybody's going to Concord this Saturday, they're going to have the Vietnam War nurses movie or show with Dana Delaney at the Capital Arts Center.
Oh, all right.
Right there on South Main Street.
Yeah.
I've seen it on TV. It's a very good series, very good movie. It's on the big screen this time. It's $10 to $15 to get in the door if anybody happens to be going to Concord. You know, a sad day for the music world, Rick, and I'm going to take my hat off because I grew up listening to Eddie Arnold's music in my house, and it's too bad. He had 2 days before his 90th birthday. He died today at the age of 89.
Yep.
Forever
I heard
peace,
that.
bro. Good to hear your music, Eddie Arnold. I like your music, no matter what anybody else thinks.
Yep. He was definitely a legend in the industry.
You know, Rick, it's too bad they're not going to reschedule that safety week. They certainly should look at that again and bring that back into the community and have that. I don't understand why they don't have to, why didn't they plan for a rain date? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they had the rain day for the next day, but they just didn't have an alternate weekend.
Oh.
But
So the
maybe-
equipment's probably spoken for somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this past week, Rick, in Nashua, New Hampshire, the Vietnam War Memorial was rededicated. And this is what happens when we're in a war. We finally figured it out. We finally figured it out that we deserve all to pay homage to all veterans that have died in all wars. And to come home from the Vietnam War, not me personally, and to get slapped in the face and be called baby killers and so and so and so and so, and to have this finally calm down all these years later is just amazing to me. And if people think we're not going to be building more war memorials, we are. We're definitely going to be.
Oh,
Sad.
Yeah,
Really
well-
sad, Rick.
We'll keep building them, keep sending the boys, and, you know, on and on and on.
On and on and on, Rick. It's, I don't know. I'm speechless about this whole war. I'm starting to sweat, starting to get ticked off, and I think I'm going to stop ravaging on here. And with that, Tarzan's out of here, Rick.
All right, peace, brother. Yeah, a lot of I knew as soon as I saw that Gary Dodd story come out, I knew we were going to have a great segment from Tarzan. And yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. He mentioned Sheila LaBar. That was the first thing I thought about when the story broke on Gary Dodd. Is why are they giving him the airtime? I mean, I've known a lot of guys that beat their wives that they don't show on TV. They probably should, but they don't. But certain people, and Sheila LaBar, yeah, bring her right into the, show her face. Remind everybody of the horrible things that she's done. If she's done horrible things, she doesn't belong.
Yeah, you don't glamorize it, you don't glorify it.
Yeah.
You find the worst possible picture that you can find of the person, and that's what you show. You don't give them airtime.
Exactly. No airtime. Don't show them coming and going from the courtroom. Don't show them how they acted in the courtroom. Show us that mug shot. Show us that original first mug shot, and that's all. And then stop talking about her. When she gets either found innocent or found guilty, let us know. But don't have her in the news in our living rooms every single night.
Yeah, the news should be telling us about the good things that are happening in the world and not shoving all this death and destruction down our throats, man. It's time for a change.
Exactly, and I'm to the point where I'm starting to think that maybe it's just the fact that there's more bad news than good news in the world. I don't know.
Violence sells, sex sells. It's just the nature of the beast, and people want to see the bad things that go on in the world instead of hear about the good things.
That's it. But we can change that. Right through, the public access. This is grassroots television. This is how to get the word out right here. And Lee and Nick from Cheshire TV have gone to a huge, I believe it's a New England Conference of Public Media something or other. He gave me this big whole spiel of what it was, and they're going to have a keynote speaker, and they're going to have seminars and all kinds of information about public access, and it's going to be a real great thing, and Lee and Nick will come back and share that with all of us. So maybe next year all of us will be able to get to go. So, but it's a whole weekend-long thing, I guess, and Lee and Nick left this afternoon. But I see it's pretty close to that time for the little break. We've got 4.5 minutes tonight. A band that we haven't seen yet from the Keene Music Fest, band called Firelight Revolution. Enjoy. Firelight Revolution. Now, it was a tough choice because I had a clip of theirs I wanted to do, which had the whole band. Now, the whole band is those three young gentlemen there, and an old guy that plays the keyboards. So next week's clip will be another one of Firelight Revolution, a 6.5-minute song. And I mean, for kids, these are fantastic musicians. And a song like that with as many changes and different beats and everything, I mean, great kids. All right, let's get into the meat. I'm going to start out with something happy. Something really happy. The stimulus checks. I've got the list of the dates of when you can expect to be stimulated. That's right. It's all done according to your last two digits of your Social Security number. And here are the dates. If the last two digits are 00 to 20, you should have got your stimulus check direct deposited last week. 21 to 75 is today. It should have been deposited in your account today. And 76 to 99 is next Friday, May 16th. So those are the direct deposit dates. Anybody getting paper checks, and I don't know how they determined. I guess if you filed your income tax direct deposit, you'll get direct deposit. And if you got your original check mailed to you, your stimulus check will be mailed to you. And the paper checks 00 to 09 will be received May 16th. 10 to 18, May 23rd. 19 to 25, May 30th. 26 to 38, June 6th. 39 to 51, June 13th. 52 to 63, June 20th. 65 to 75, June 27th. 76 to 87, July 4th. And 88 to 99 on July 11th. So by July 11th, everybody in the United States should be stimulated. Or not. And what are you going to do with yours, Greg? Any plans yet?
Yeah, save it.
You're just going to save it?
I'm going to spend it on bills and whatever and save it. Let's spend it.
Bruce, bills?
Either bills or I might have to sink it into vehicle repairs at this point. I got a catalytic converter going on one vehicle and I need a bunch of work done on the other ones.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it'll go back into the local economy by lieu of mechanics or something.
Yeah, that's what it's, some of mine's earmarked for car maintenance and, neglected maintenance and just to get the car back in good shape. And I guess that's apparently what a lot of people are going to do. A lot of people are going to pay their bills with it. A lot of people are going to catch up on their heating oil. A lot of people are going to put it away for next year's heating bill.
I saw a survey online on Roadrunner Network that most people have responded that they're going to pay bills.
I mean, there's nothing else you can do. I mean, yeah, it's extra money, but
First, we all needed to catch up just from having to pay the gas prices that are going
Yeah.
up and up and up and up.
Yep.
A day.
and they say there's no stopping that either. So anyway, yeah, some of mine. I mean, I'd like to take a vacation. I've found out that I can't. Through one of the car companies, I can't rent a van to drive to Colorado. So I don't know if maybe I won't. I'll just cancel that trip out there and plan something a little more local, a couple weekend trips instead of a big long trip. Something. I mean, I hate to take 2 weeks away from work anyway. I hate to take a couple days away from work. Only because if I take the time away from work, the money stops coming in. And I can't afford that. I'm trying to think of what day it was. I think it was Monday. I actually listening to Glenn Beck on the radio. he made me mad. I almost vowed to like just put an end to listening to Glenn Beck ever again, because they were having a talk about the profit margins for the gas companies and the fact that there are other commodities that the profit margins are as high or higher than the gas companies. They were mentioning like the pharmaceutical industry. The caller said something about, well, they were talking about McDonald's and food in general. I believe food in general. But he was saying, well, we don't have to go to McDonald's. You choose to go to McDonald's. You could choose to go someplace else. Or you could choose to grow your own food. Which, I mean, yeah, but you can't grow your own gas. You know, and that's the point he was making. You can battle food prices by growing your own food, but we need gas. Now, Glenn Beck said pharmaceutical industry was a high profit margin. He said, and this is where he lost me, and I wanted to crawl through the radio and choke him, because he said computers and computer software is like an 18-point-something% profit margin on computer software. And Beck said, how can you run a business without computers and computer software? That was it. That was when I realized he's just as stupid as everybody else. Well, maybe not just as stupid, but he doesn't think all the way. Because 30 years ago, people did run businesses with no computers and no software. They had, instead of a computer on a desk, they had a room full of people with paper and pencils and ledger books. And people knew how to do math back then. That was back when the first day in math class in high school, they didn't say, has everybody got their calculators? No, they said, let's remind you, no calculators allowed in class. You're going to learn math. You're not going to learn how to push buttons on a calculator. You're going to learn how the math works so that when you get out in the world, you can go to work as one of them guys writing in the little ledger. Because that was how businesses kept track. You had filing cabinets. Instead of servers and processors, you had filing cabinets and file folders and little index tabs. You had all that stuff. Granted, a lot of it was made from paper, but you need something. Computers, I don't think, are the ultimate answer like everybody says they are. But he
They're
could.
a useful tool, that's about it.
Yeah, but we shouldn't come. But I mean, when it comes to the point where somebody says, how can you run a business without computers and computer software?
Can you live without a computer?
That's when you know it's gone too far. And you have to pull the reins in on it and say, wait a minute, no, you don't need computers. You just need to read books. You need to write. You know, I mean, half the kids would have no contact with other kids if it wasn't for the internet. If they had to sit down and write letters to everybody, they would never do it. I'm telling you. When I was in the service, I would write maybe one letter home a month because it meant sitting down and writing a letter. These guys in the service these days, they've got it so easy, they sit down, they send home. It's no wonder our military's in such trouble and the terrorists can find out where we are. Because there's people writing home every day. All right, so granted, at this point on Monday, I was very upset at Glenn Beck because he said that. But he redeemed himself because I caught his television show on Monday night. And he was talking about the very end of his show, the last 5 minutes, he talked about a program that Little Caesars Pizza has come up with. And it started a couple of years ago with a military veteran from Iraq whose Humvee had been blown up by a roadside bomb. He lost both his legs. Usual rehab for that injury is 12 to 18 months. This guy blew through his rehab in 5 months. He was positive. He said, the interview with him, he said he had a couple of dark days, but not very many. Once he got into the rehab center and saw what all these other soldiers were doing in their rehabs with the prosthetics and things like that, he was real positive. Well, Little Caesars got wind of this guy and gave him a franchise. Gave him. And now this is a guy who, I mean, no legs, coming out of the service. He's going to have to figure out what he's going to do. Of course, not no legs, but prosthetic legs. He taught himself to walk again, or through rehab, walked again. Little Caesars gave him the franchise. That opened up Little Caesar to think to this way of thinking. We want to do something for our vets. And they have. They've instated this great veterans program. Any veteran can get, there's a certain amount, dollar amount, that veterans can get towards opening a franchise of Little Caesars. Disabled vets, I can't remember the exact number of, it was like $10,000 to $15,000 for regular vets. Disabled vets can get up to $68,000 in benefits for opening a franchise through Little Caesars. And right now there's 35 American veterans involved in the Little Caesars franchise program. And it's great. This guy that got the first franchise, that lost his legs, he just opened his second store. Yeah. And I mean, this is a corporation who's doing something for our soldiers. It's great. Glenn showed that story, and I was like immediately, he's been redeemed. You know? Unbelievable. But I have to say, congratulations. Thanks, Little Caesars, for taking care of our vets when they come home. Somebody has to. Might as well be Little Caesars, right? All right. Let me talk about this because this is another happy thing. The Woodstock Museum is opening June 2nd at Bethel Woods, New York. And they'll offer exhibits, personal stories, multimedia programs about the 60s that cover everything from fashion to political protest and even music. Yeah. The museum's part of the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts. It's an outdoor performing arts center and complex that has a quite eclectic concert series and other events that they put on. And I think the ad I saw was some of this summer's performers are going to be Cyndi Lauper and Ringo Starr, the Boston Pops, and a whole list of other ones that they had. This sounds very cool. And I missed Woodstock. I was like 7 years old or 8 years old when Woodstock happened. So I was in that period where, you know, just a little too late for that, a little too early for the US Festival, I guess, or whatever it was. But the original Woodstock Festival was held over 3 days in 1969, upstate New York, about 90 miles north of the city. 400,000 people attended. And it was the ultimate sex, drugs, and rock and roll weekend.
Wasn't it free, too?
It was free.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. The ultimate weekend. Well, except for the brown acid. And apparently that was the only downer of the whole weekend.
Asger's Farm.
Somebody said it, and it rained for all 3 days or something. It was horrible weather, and it was like a huge mud pit. And
We were dancing in the mud and
dancing in the mud, naked, and you know the naked,
First mosh pit.
naked, dancing, mud-covered hippies. Yeah, out blazing in the sun. But you know, I may think about taking a trip up there and check that out. Opening June 2nd. All right. Actually, there's rumors that this building is slated to be turned into an art center, complete with Cheshire TV and all other kinds of artsy fartsy things going on here, which would be really cool, I think. Here's a serious story. It seems a Nashville woman could face up to life in prison. Was she a bank robber? No. Child abuser? No. International terrorist, perhaps? No. She was a baseball fan. A Yankees fan. Yeah. I don't know how old she was, like, I can't remember how old they said she was.
I think it was 47.
I think, I was going to say mid-40s, I think. She's got 2 teenage kids. This is the scary thing. She's got 2 teenage kids. Apparently she'd been drinking one night, and after she left the bar, she got in an argument with some people in the parking lot. She assaulted one lady, and then got in her car and took off. Well, some of the other Red Sox fans that were there, because that's what the argument was about, Red Sox, Yankees stuff.
She had a Yankee sticker on her car, so they were giving her a guff about it.
Yeah.
Which you gotta expect if you live in New England and you got a Yankee sticker on your car.
You would think. This woman assaulted the woman, got in her car, and took off. Some of the other Red Sox fans that were there were yelling at her, and some had, I guess, attempted to chase her after she sped off. But she turned around. Once she got out on the street, she turned around, drove back into the parking lot, right into the group of people, killing one. Yeah. And now it's manslaughter charges for her. There's no gross negligence evidence or anything needed here. She could spend her life in prison over baseball. And meanwhile, her 2 teenage kids, at this point, must believe that if somebody says something bad about your team, you can run them over. It's horrible. Just one more reason. Stuff like this, Roger Clemens, steroid, the ill, you know, the guys that are supposed to be role models for our kids are horrible people. One more reason to just put an end to baseball. Professional baseball. I mean, don't end baseball. Just end professional baseball. You know, then nobody, I've never seen anybody get in a fight over who the better softball team at Wheelock Park is, Benny's or, you know, Murphy's Auto Body. You know, there's no the big fights over, you know, which Little League team is, well, maybe some parents, I guess, huh? Sorry, I spoke too soon. I mean, but you know, if somebody came up to me, told me the Swamp Bats suck because they were from, you know, Maine or somewhere, I would say, all right. You know, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But, I mean, you don't kill people for that. You know, you don't even, anybody that even gets in a fight over a sports argument,
That's pretty shallow.
yeah, it's very shallow. And I wish I could, you know, I wish I could have more funny stuff to say about this woman, but she's going to get exactly what she deserves. And the fact that it happened right here in New Hampshire is, I mean, that's the kind of stuff. And meanwhile, in Keene, we've got, you know, more attacks. And the police are got a tight lid on this latest one that they're, sorry, Bruce.
Every time I put you on a camera, you turn to your left to the other camera.
I know, because there's nobody standing behind this one. Maybe paint a little smiley face or something. Have something nice to look at. This got me. Valparaiso, Indiana. This is out of the Strange News Briefs. A guy with a guitar and a megaphone climbed on top of a convenience store and started to serenade commuters with his musical protest of high gasoline prices. And he was arrested. Apparently you can't sing about high gas prices from the top of a convenience store. Says once atop the roof of the Family Express store and above pumps dispensing fuel at $3.78 a gallon, Jay Weinberg performed his ditty called Price Gouging. Dozens of supporters chanted, "I can't afford it. I'm banging on my dashboard. I can't believe they think I'm a fool." And he continued for about 15 minutes before the police showed up and took him into custody. Charged him with trespassing and disorderly conduct. And the police say he was very cooperative and polite when they arrested him. Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to sing protest songs, but when you get arrested, go peacefully and, with some dignity. That's why you sing in protest songs, because protest songs are nonviolent and a way to get the message out. But if the cops show up when you're in the middle of this nonviolent activity and start to drag you out and you start to get violent, well, you just negated everything you've just done. So, but I thought that was kind of funny. It said he left the building to cheers. After they brought him down, brought him outside, everybody was cheering for him. And that's cool. I mean, nothing beats a good old protest song. 2, 4, 6, 8, what are we fighting for? What's that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, what are we fighting for? Yeah. I mean, that's come out of Woodstock right there. And that's what it was all about. I mean, peaceful protests. Sing about what makes you mad. Don't do vigilante stuff. Just sing about it. If somebody pisses you off, write a song about them. That'll always get some. Yeah. Doesn't have to be a good song. It could be a bad song. Here's another great one from Utah. Apparently, Chief Dave Hansen, a police chief, was giving a class for people so that they could qualify for a concealed weapons permit. And the chief held says a Glock 40, and it says it was his personal weapon. He held it under the table to disassemble it, and it went off and shot him in the leg or the foot or something. The chief cried, "I'm hit," and fell over. And the students, who immediately started yelling, "Officer down," were then prompted to call 911. But it's a huge thing that all the officials are saying that these two kids that are telling this story about how unsafe this guy was acting with the gun, they're saying that these two kids were disgruntled and that this guy was being safe with the gun. But these kids say that this guy's state certification for teaching the concealed weapons course should be taken away. And maybe it should. An officer at the scene joked that instead of shooting himself, he should have used the taser. Thank you, sir. Bruce just reminded me I'm going to mention the live audience show again, May 29th. There are some tickets still available, and you can get tickets by emailing headforlaughs@hotmail.com. That was slick, Bruce. It's working fantastic tonight. Next week when Andrea comes and tries to pull it up, it won't work. Thanks. All right. I've got 2 minutes, which gives me a minute to give you a couple of these. And I found a couple of good ones. This one I felt was real relevant with all the plastic water bottle stuff that's going on these days. It takes a plastic container 50,000 years to start decomposing. Yeah, I thought you'd like that one. What's another good one I had? Most burglaries occur in the winter. And in Oklahoma, it's against the law to hunt for whales. In, yeah. And it's in Rhode Island. In the Rhode Island legislature during the 1970s, it was proposed that there be a tax of $2 on every act of sexual intercourse. Yeah. All right. Up next on No Spin with Chris and Randy, Eli Rivera is going to be on, and he's going to be talking about Project Graduation that's coming up this year. Great event. Is another all volunteer thing. Good, safe, substance-free graduation party for the kids, man, and it's really a great thing. So stay tuned. Eli will be on talking to that. I want to thank my crew, Rob and Greg and Bruce. We'll see Andrea next week. Thank Cheshire TV, Lee and Nick. Hope they have a safe trip back. Thank Mom's Tattoo, Gemini Screen Print. Till next week. Peace. Thanks, buddy.